have the science and we're doing this performance testing and we're getting baseline information, but just not forgetting to listen to your athletes, because they're telling you. Sometimes we get so focused on what we want and what we think, you know, they want, but if we actually listen, you know, we could actually be even better for them by listening.
So basically, we'll start the Zercher here on the downhill, all right? And so basically what I'm gonna just move these onto the inside here. We'll see if you can pick up the bar position and do the exercise. When you get ready, you'll just back off enough that you're not gonna hit that, but now you can be on the deck and get, you know, purchase of the Zerch. Downhill, you get more depth.
Yep.
And it matches, since the Zercher sort of encourages that internal, so it matches it on the downhill.
And then when we go uphill,
when you go uphill,
more shin angle.
When you go uphill, you're more arching, and you're gonna sort of only go down to probably about here. Like that's about as far as I can go down, because I don't want to relent anything here. So there's no wink whatsoever. Zero. Right? So that will strengthen the external. We'll strengthen it through the internal, and that gives it. What do you want to put on? 45 or?
Yeah, let's go 45.
How do you feel?
Good. Good. Appropriate.
Appropriate.
Great starting spot. Yeah.
I think your guys are going to like the downhill better, most likely, just because of their size. But that limited lane, and well, we're going to have to ask Chris if we want to like sort of focus Zercher internal and then do something up here for the external, as opposed to trying to be internal here. So I think
that's why, I want you to see Kaiser's new belt squat.
Okay.
They have a new screen.
Yeah.
Kind of the same. The nuts and bolts are the same, but the screen is going to change.
Okay.
But using the straps for the Zercher position, you put the deck on top of that.
Yeah.
The guy is more comfortable.
Yes.
In the bar.
Yes.
I mean, it is smooth.
Okay,
Gives you
great.
power output. Counts your reps.
Okay.
You know, so I'm excited for you to try that.
So every time I get off, I always want to, can I use what I did just now? Can I use it now to be how am I going to take that and make it that, as opposed to just the physiological benefit of, okay, I made the tissue stronger, right? The nervous system, right? And it's interesting. Deion Sanders was talking about his combine, the legendary combine where he came in, ran a 40 and kept running, right? He, in the bench press, he was in the room. And the coach taking the, going through the bench and counting the reps and doing it. It's like, Sanders, you're next. Sanders like, no, I'm all right. He's like, no, Sanders, you're next. He goes, look, I don't got to be doing this to Jerry Rice, all right? I'm going to be carrying Jerry Rice, so I'm good. I don't need the bench press for you, right? And it's not to say bad about the bench press, but there's a big cat knowing that, okay, why did I do it, right? So there's that, and I want to bridge it so that if you did do it, all right, well, if you did it, what did it do, right?
Even back then, he knew he's only doing things that are going to help him, run faster.
Yes.
Or he knew.
He knows his body the same way a cheetah or a leopard or a lion, a tiger. He knows his body. So that, and I saw another video of him where he was riding a geriatric scooter in his big house down there in Florida. Oh, really? Right? Like, because why? Because the best athletes, slow and smooth, right? Well, I'm not going to burn an extra calorie, never, right?
That's what's interesting too, is like more and more as I coach to learn to listen to the athletes. So even though we have a plan and we have the science and we're doing this performance testing and we're getting baseline information, but just not forgetting to listen to your athletes, because they're telling you sometimes we get so focused on what we want and what we think they want, but if we actually listen, we could actually be even better for them by listening. So that's what I'm learning more and more. Like, hey, I know I have a plan, but don't let that get in the way of listening to them, and actually think, okay, maybe what
in the moment, in the moment,
yeah.
So
I need to change. I need to adapt to make sure that
right.
what they're telling me, that I'm giving them that, because
exactly.
their body's telling them what it needs.
Exactly.
And if I keep turning that down and say, no, this is what your body needs, so I something you have to learn and get there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But,
just for the set, how about for a second? Since your natural inclination is to have the feet turn out just a tiny bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to adjust the deck just that much. So you do your feet normal, and now you're going to be parallel. That makes sense? So if it were like this, and you turn the feet like way out, then you're off the pitch. And it doesn't mean that you never train off the pitch.
Gotcha.
It just means you want to know the sweet spot that's sort of that bang for buck, and then it's a tool you use different ways. But we'll see if that subtlety makes any difference for you. Yeah, look at that. You look great. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're thinking about the muscle is going to protect their knee the most.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that. And even adductors, I just feel there's a lot of stimulation in that area where normally I don't feel that.
Do we want to try a set like one more when you don't use the deck? And just compare?
Yep.
See what it feels like?
Yep.
See, my feet are like yours. I like that better than straight.
Yeah.
Like that, just that much gives me a better feeling. So now I got better. Oh yeah, that's clean. Boom. Football. Help my game. All right. You know what my hope is? My hope is that the deck enhances your ability to do it on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what did you feel?
Yeah, I definitely feel, again, I don't get the same VMO,
Okay.
get the same growing,
Okay.
but I felt very much connected,
Rooted.
strong,
Yeah.
like that vertical force. I felt
Beautiful.
I felt strong.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like I can go up because of those sets.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful.
Getting things activated, I need to help me to recruit those
Yep.
as the load increases.
If you got 12 minutes and you're gonna do 2 or 3 sets of these, are you using the deck or not?
Deck.
Okay, cool. That's
I'm a deck guy.
perfect. You're gonna find out, because I think the only constant is change,
Yeah.
right? So no one thing works forever. You gotta modify and you gotta stimulate, right? But what I feel on it is I feel a sense of when I'm done with the exercise, I feel like, okay, I can use more of that exercise in how I move when I use the deck. But I don't need the deck, because the deck gave me, like, on one foot, like I can move and I got like perfect balance, right?
Yeah.
And it's from like wedging into structure, getting that thing, right? Boom.
Right.
And ultimately you gotta do it with nothing.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Ultimately, it's your muscle memory or your body,
Right.
the intelligence athletically. So I think it gives me athletic intelligence, because I now have a reference to feel like the ultimate foot support. So I arrange my upper body with that ultimate foot support. And the foot support is dynamic because I'm here. So when it's flat, it wants to do that. See what I'm saying? So if I feel like I'm going to cross over, I feel like I can shoot that angle quicker, steeper, better, right? That's what I feel. Since you're getting the internal sensation of it, this is going to be so fascinating to see what these thoroughbreds feel and do.
Right. Let's.
That's a lot of data that's going to be incredibly valuable.
Let's try it with the.
Uphill?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so with the deck, this line right here, if you're parallel to the line, you're on the perfect patented pitch, which basically is springing the foot for its fullest support so that your ankle, your foot, everything knows a substantial. You can't pronate and collapse because the big toe side is highest and the outside heel is lowest, but the inside heel is higher than the outside ball of the foot. So you're creating this like spring-loading diagonal effect here where I can't collapse, so it's like springing in, and it gives me that ability to find that perfect balance. And then the inside is sending the force out, so I'm sort of having this like boom, springy effect. And the key is when you get off, do you feel the difference? And then the downhill is basically just the reverse of that. So now it's dumping my weight into the outside ball of my foot, which is that initiation athletically. If I'm going to dunk 2 foot, I'm going to slam the heel on the outside to jam the brakes on. Other foot's going to come in and go. 1 foot jump, I'm going to roll from the heel, but it's always the outside first. And so this downhill gives you greater range of motion because now you've got that advantage, the heel higher, so it's not dorsiflexing. And now your whole body can learn to get great depth with less compromise in your structure, because here the lower back will have to wink just a little bit more than if I'm here. And so if we use this, then we use this, we get that trifecta effect where you're better on this, which is the whole point. It's interesting. It's not nearly the depth, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this. See what I'm doing?
Yep.
That's for me. So now my feet could be perfect with it. You know what I'm doing? I'm taking the bar and I'm pulling the bar in. I'm like trying to bend the bar around my chest. Feels fucking great. That feels good. See how it's less range?
Yep.
Now pull it into your chest and stick your chest up. Look up a tiny bit. Arch that back and stick that chest. Yeah. Ooh.
See that dorsiflexion happening.
Yes. You got good mobility.
Yeah, because I feel just the dorsiflexion.
Yeah.
You know,
Now,
like-
tell me, this is what I feel. When I get off the deck on the uphill, I feel like it's easier for me to internally rotate. As crazy as that is, I feel like I'm like comfortable being pigeon-toed when I get off the uphill.
That felt like a loaded ankle mode.
Yes. It's springing that ankle. We want to unify the whole thing, the outside, the inside, the front side.
That was an ankle mode, under load.
Ankle mode, under load. That rhymes.
Yeah.
Ankle mode, under load.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That could
badass.
be great, you know.
That's
like-
probably going to be more valuable than the downhill
Right.
for what you're dealing with.
Right.
Because let me get it straight. Your primary area of focus is the health of this and this.
Yeah.
Right? That's
I mean,
the
a
first
lot of-
job, right?
Yeah.
The first job is you make their ankles and their knees bulletproof.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's probably the number one reason why guys are sitting down and not on the floor is an ankle or a knee, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be the most common.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, that's
a lot
perfect.
of focus. Yeah. I want to load this one a little bit slower.
Yeah,
But just see where we.
I'll put a
where we
quarter
go.
on?
Yeah. Let's do that. Most guys, that I'm learning will have maybe 2 to 4 lower body compound movements that will rotate.
Okay.
And then once those have been established, it's hard to really deviate from those. You may have some different variations of that.
Yep.
And obviously injuries or, fatigue and things like that will dictate, which variation we use.
Yep.
But typically a guy will have like 2 to 4 You know, whether we're quad to hamstring dominant things that will rotate, bilateral, unilateral variations of that.
Yep.
And it's just when you find that works for that guy, and just being able to change different stimuli from terms of load or time under tension, those are the things that we can actually control, with these guys. But once they have that 2 to 4 that they like, then it's up to me to kind of figure out different ways of giving them a variance that they need depending on where we're at.
You're the chef, and I'm the truffle hound, going out saying, here's a better ingredient.
Yeah.
You're the chef, right? You're going to have to figure out, exactly how to dose it and each individual guy, right?
Yeah, and like you said, like it may be 12 minutes, 50 total.
Hey, got to
so
make the most of it.
And
right?
again, and the goal is from that lower body stand, it's so important to get those loaded sessions in season.
Yes.
And making sure that when I do get that opportunity, like we nail it.
Yep.
We prescribe the right movement, the right intensity.
You know what else is really good? Is a kettlebell or even a weight plate, and doing the squat where they can take that weight and sort of goblet it and adjust it, right? You give a big man a quarter, right? And now when he's coming down, a lot of these guys can't go ass to grass. They just can't.
Right.
I mean, tell LeBron to squat, he ain't gonna go deeper than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if they can play with that, they'll gain depth. And now you give them that like ankle, right? The foot lower. Yeah. And then you just flip them around. What you do is you start them, go downhill, do your 8 rep. Now turn it around now, right? Boom, boom, finish it. Boom.
Yep.
You start them, and Chris, if you were going to do a goblet type squat, and you're going to do down and up in the same thing, would you go down first and then up second? Or would you go up first and down second?
Down first.
Down
for goblet squat, and then I'd hold the bell different for the goblet squat on the up.
All right, would you put it back here?
So goblet, we'd go down. Goblet, so what it's going to do when we're downhill, it's going to allow, I'm going to be able to easily find range of motion through the ankle. I'm not challenged in dorsiflexion. Right. It'll feel a lot like I'm in a lifting shoe, but I get that center line pressure, right? So I can find the range really easy here, right? Cool? Now, I'll show a couple ways I would approach the uphill, where I'm going to challenge the dorsiflexion. So internally, I'm immediately thinking depth is not what I'm chasing, okay? I'm chasing a feeling, and I'm chasing a heel float personally. That's what I would be after. The person can be full foot, but feel light in the heels. So I might attack here at the chest. So I take the goblet, I flip it over, and I'll put it in the chest here and actually try to rip the kettlebell handle apart, okay? This taps into something we call external torsion. So I'm here, and then I'm trying to turn that up as I go down. So it's naturally going to get me, the angle gets me to dorsiflexion quick, right? And then it's going to make me want to heel float, and then I can chase that forward angle with the kettlebell kind of like dropping down like that. It's going to force me up right. We're going to keep it against the chest so the guy doesn't turn his thumbs down. He may not have the wrist mobility for it, right? And then alternatively, if you're trying to get that chest through, they're having a hard time with it, you can throw the kettlebell in the back, and then you'll find that heel float real quick. Right? So on that one, I'm feeling glute med, the outside of the thigh a ton.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
one, the quad, the thighs, the glutes.
That is incredible.
To our discussion from yesterday, just being okay with, when you're going uphill, you're going to have less depth,
Yes.
but more shin angle. But again, I've only played around loaded just with that little bit of lightweight with the Zercher. But actually, even though my depth wasn't there on the incline, I like the incline really because I felt that ankle mode, loaded ankle mode, which for us, like we're always.
That's what's more important for you.
Yeah. I told them that.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's exactly
I
what
want
said.
you to, honestly, you guys are going to be the best in going into the right mindset on the uphill because you don't usually chase the depth.
Yeah, that's
You're after that feeling in the ankle.
Yes.
I like that feeling. As soon
Yes.
as I got off,
Yes.
I was like, whoa, wait a second.
Yes.
A lot of times too, if a guy doesn't have time to get manual modes from our therapist, this is a way to now we're incorporating loading tissue, strength work, and we're also hitting mobility work with them at the same time.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of value, a lot of bang for your buck, and then now with the variation with the kettlebell.
Yeah, versatility, man. You do it out. I mean, that's easier to bring around with you too if you guys have. And I do some different stuff I might show you with how I hold kettlebells. I think a lot of people are limiting their there's thought process on how a kettlebell should be used.
Yeah.
So what are you going for? You're going for what I was talking about?
Yeah.
So you would flip the bell over.
So
This is normal. Yeah, that way. And you'll feel like you can kind of press it right into the xiphoid process, and you rip apart. Okay? As you go down, you might even feel like you're trying to turn your pinkies up. There you go. And then for me, give me width. We got the freaking deck here. Give me some width. More.
Hold on a second. Let me just do this. That matches you. I'm a stickler for the detail.
Yeah.
There you go.
And look up here, baby. There it is. Stick your butt back. Don't worry about that. Turn that thing up. That thing should be chasing up as you go. Okay?
Other way. So it's going.
Yeah, like I told you, it's gonna feel like you're gonna go
It's
double
going
thumbs
like you're
down.
gonna do a-
Be kind of, it's a pretty heavy bell.
Yeah,
for
sorry.
that. For somebody that's not used to it.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
there we go.
Yes. Don't chase depth.
Now I'm gonna have you do the other one as well, just so you feel it. So the draping, it's a little more. Most people already do this with kettlebells, a lot of things. So it's not as new of a position, holding that way. There you go. But this one, try to reach it down your back further as you go down. Okay. So that gets your eyes up and it gets your chest through. There you go. And the thing that I would encourage over time for you too, as you get comfortable with the balance of the new movement, right? I've been doing this movement, would be chasing forward so that the heel finds that floated position quicker. Like if you looked at me, my heel was actually like an inch and a half off the ground, right? So you don't have to be there yet, don't worry about that. But as you develop a comfort level with the kettlebell in just different positions, you chase that angle.
Yeah.
And again, remember I was talking to you about like doing isometric positions yesterday? Like you develop a posture with somebody or a position with somebody. I just need to be able to hook my feet. So I'll probably do it like right here. Right here. Yeah, this is perfect. Good lighting here too. If I'm on the dome here and I kind of like slouch over it, so that maximum long, I find this huge extension in the back. So I look a little bit like a ski jumper, right? Okay, I turn the palms down. I bring the hands up. I'm gonna actively be trying to turn the thumbs down, just like that kettlebell, see? And then I'm gonna try to press the hands straight overhead. I'm not looking for a lockout, and I'm gonna try to maintain that extension in the spine as I go through this. And every time I come back, trying to draw the elbows closer to the tailbone. All right, so hop in there. I think you're gonna feel that light up in your back that I'm after doing this. You might have to push it out, just a tiny bit.
Just an inch.
Just a little bit taller than me.
There you go. Yeah, right. A lot of it.
There you go. So hands down by your side to start, and then lift up your palms to me as hard as you can, and lift your whole body up. Find as much extension and range as you can. Try to keep this. Turn your palms down. Now bring your hands up to your shoulders, but keep this position. Bring your hands up to your shoulders. Turn your thumbs down. Now try to reach your hands up to Dave without locking your arm out. Actively try to turn your thumbs down as you go. Dave, you good?
Yeah. Up as high as you can. I'm gonna let
You
go.
should be feeling all this light up, yeah?
That's it.
Yep. Now when you draw in, try to get the elbows to touch here, but keep
Triangle.
the thumbs up.
Yeah.
So triangulate down into there. Now go for a couple reps of that, reaching the roof raiser.
Still trying to, even when range of motion ends, intent doesn't stop. That's it. Yes. Beautiful. Elbows down to the sacrum. Elbows down to the sacrum.
And now actively keep that palm up. I
You're
don't care.
still trying to dial.
Yeah.
You're trying to dial. Okay, one more rep. Yeah. Flip those hands over.
Ooh.
Flip those hands over. Yes. Keep that back. Now go get the sacrum with both elbows. Both elbows. Touch the sacrum. Touch the sacrum.
Not with your hands, with your elbows.
With the elbows. Bring the hands out. Yeah. Up. Sorry, Ben. Right there. Go, go, go. Bingo. Woo.
Watch the barbell when you come up.
Oh, yeah. Watch this.
Grab the kettlebell again. Now do that first one I gave you and try to feel that feeling immediately at the top. Then only go as deep as you can feel that feeling, okay? Don't accept any other feeling or any loss of it. So immediately find it up here. Turn it over. Stick that chest out. get those elbows back. Like you have something that's not letting you pull the elbows back, but you're trying to touch your elbows to that same spot before.
Get that chest. Pull
Chest to me.
pull.
Already a different move from what he was doing earlier.
Look at that. Look at that.
It's already different.
Yes. Now feel like you're turning the bell over, so you're pulling it.
Where he's at with his wrist. So
Okay.
It's perfect.
Yes. Yes.
compared to-
Look at that. Damn, that's good. Yes. Yes.
So again, as you start to program this,
Woo!
setting positions now that you know positions before you throw them on the thing too, it's gonna get you the biggest bang for your buck.
Oh, smack.
Dope, man.
You get some big 6'10" man going, holy shit. Now, feel. How was internal rotation?
Yeah, I mean, I feel.
You feel easier.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like unbelievable. Who knows why, right? It's the three-dimensionality of it where when you're coming down, you're blocking that range out for some reason. And I think it is that you get that support, so it like gets that flexibility that now when I'm here, it knows, oh, I don't have to collapse the foot to go, when I go internal. Like I don't have to do that. I can sort of cut it safely. It's a feeling, a sensation that you gotta feel. Promise me that you will start doing this. Is be a stickler for you're gonna get their feet parallel with the inside, right? So don't have the guy like doing this,
Right.
Because now it's not the slope.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So just think in terms of like every athlete may have their own little, angle.
Yeah, and adjust the width of the deck to that.
The width, yeah, the V of that deck, and then the downhill pivot is right here. So that would be my feet are straight. This would be that my feet are a little bit out. See what I mean? If I'm going to downhill. If I'm going to uphill, this is now pigeon-toed,
Yeah.
right? So that's, and then what I really like on this is this whole idea of drive it forward on one and then come back and coil that other. So that right there, I'm getting that like maximum. And even if they took a basketball, like imagine I got a basketball
For me,
here.
it's not even cross.
What's that?
It's putting their foot over there
You put it here?
and drive that knee in there and turn it here. That's
Okay,
for the
yeah.
basketball guys. It's like that, right? That width. Yeah.
Well, for me, this is more up and this is more forward,
Okay.
right? So but play with whatever you find and then you use you. Like what this does is it gives me that 100% forward, right? So now I can focus on the core strength of it and that connection of it.
So what do you think with like some split stance variations? Say if we're just, we're using dumbbells, we're using kettlebells.
I would say
loaded.
a split stance variation would be like.
Right. But if we just had the dumbbells just down by our side.
What's that?
Just down by the side.
Yeah.
So you gotta, yeah. So that, yeah.
So if you use one or two dumbbells, typically.
It just depends on.
Yeah. So when you do dumbbell, like one in each hand,
Yeah.
when you do split stuff, I should just I'm gonna
do
get
it,
a dumbbell for each hand real quick.
Yeah,
I
so
use a
what
grip
you're
bell.
gonna do, you're gonna coil and lengthen with dumbbell. Watch this.
Yeah, so just a simple cue that will help a guy get a longer position is usually guys are going to hold double thumb forward, right? Turn that one back. That's all I want you to change in somebody. And you see how it naturally creates like shoulder dumps in front?
It blades you here.
Yeah. So you start there with people, they're going to feel really secure. They're going to feel the movement. They'll adapt to it pretty quickly. As they get more advanced with it, you turn both thumbs back. And now that'll like overemphasize and really get somebody to drive through that lower lumbar. Do like 3 or 4 reps just to feel it, and then turn that thumb back the entire time. So keep it that way. Feel it just shifting your weight.
Now you feel the hip crease, don't you?
Yep.
There you go. Now, souping it. Oh, look at that.
Look, and
Keep it. Yes.
Crazy how your hands
Hands
create so
steer.
much range.
Hand steer the body. Oh. Hey, buddy. Lightweight.
Now, the thing I want to add to you is what the heck are we doing with our eyes?
Eyes on
Like
prize.
you're learning right now, so like we kind of internalize when we're learning a new skill or
Yes,
something.
yes.
Put those eyes on the freaking hoop. Put it on the goal, man. The task is to make points.
Yeah.
Make some points while you're doing that movement for you, because then that stuff's going to carry over to the court better.
The cue, and I'll tell you the cue that I like the best. It gives me like a supercharge. Is who's gonna eat tonight?
Yeah.
And you're not hungry. It's your fucking kids who are hungry.
Yeah.
Who's gonna eat tonight?
Yeah.
That gets the job done.
I like that.
Who's gonna eat tonight?
Internal
If you think about basketball, so much of it is that steering, right? And the high side and the coil side. So much. And then you know what else is interesting is I think these NBA guys, just this simple training where you understand you're harnessing the coil, the head over the foot, and a double down pulse, so it's connective tissue, efficient, powerful, just running up and down the court. Think about it, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'10". I gotta run all the way down there? Really? Okay. We're gonna do it smooth and easy. We had a referee in the NBA reach out. This is a couple years back, and he bought the pulsers, and he does the head over the foot with the pulsers. NBA ref, because guess who's got to be covering that court just with the players? The ref! The black and white. The orca.